I was 41 years old. It was August 2019, and I was diagnosed with bowel cancer, specifically rectal cancer. I didn't really have any typical symptoms. Some days I wouldn't go to the toilet at all. I was very constipated. Some days I was very bloated. Sometimes I had diarrhoea. I sometimes had what I like to call cystitis. Like I would go to the toilet, get up again, and I'd need to go again straight away. The GP did a blood test and a stool sample. The stool sample had what she called inflammatory markers. So she said the next step was to go and see a gastroenterologist. And he was like, your GP's fantastic, she's done everything I would do. So the next thing is to literally just book a colonoscopy. So they found a 6.5 centimetre tumour in my upper rectal passage. I remember the gastroenterologist coming round to the recovery room after the colonoscopy, coming to have a chat with me. He said, I'm really sorry to come and talk to you whilst you're a bit dozy, but you need to go off and have a CT scan and an ultrasound, and I didn't want you to wake up in the machine and wonder where you were. And I said to him, you've found something, haven't you? He said, yes. I said, it's cancer, isn't it? And he said, yes. And going through my mind was, I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. How many Christmases and birthdays do I have left? So I went home and we put the kids to bed, and I grabbed my husband and sat down and told him that I'd got cancer. And then it was the worst 2 weeks of my life, because I knew I had cancer. I didn't know how bad it was, where it was, what the treatment was going to be, what the prognosis was. It was quite funny when we went to see the surgeon, because he sat there for about 15 minutes explaining everything. And then he looked at my husband and said, is she always this practical? And Andy, my husband, looked at me and looked at the surgeon. Yes, but she'll fall apart later, don't worry. And it was just quite a funny moment in that very stressful period. But now I'm happy to say I'm fully in remission. It's been 3 years since I was diagnosed. And yeah, it's all looking very good for me. I have half a rectum, so I like to joke I have 50% less capacity for shit in my life now. But basically, it means I go to the toilet far more frequently. 4 years on, you think you're not going to, 3 years on, you think you're not going to burst into tears, and you talk about it, and you absolutely do.
I don't mean to drag you through this.
Oh no,
Again.
it's absolutely fine, because if I don't talk about it, other people won't. And I've already saved 2 people's lives by talking about my diagnosis, so I want to save many, many more. Right, am I streaky? Thank you. If you have a question, ask it. There is no such thing as a stupid question. If the doctor can't answer it, or the nurse can't answer it, they will find someone who can. Don't live in silence. Talk about your fears. Get your questions answered, because it's about you. You're the patient. It's about your journey and your understanding. And don't be ashamed. The human body is a natural thing, with all its ups and downs and pops and pops. And they've seen it all before. So just don't be ashamed.